Welcome everybody, thanks for tuning in for our Tailgate Tuesday series. Thank you to Competitive Cyclist as well for sending out a lot of tailgate pads and extending a 15% off discount code to all applicable items in their web store. So make sure you use that code down below. So we're gonna be getting into a lot of different tailgate pads throughout the month. Today we're gonna be talking about the EVOC Tailgate Pad. We've passed this around to a few of our testers who have trucks, and we'll let Sean lead off with some of his impressions and talk a little bit about the EVOC pad.
All right, so as Drew said, we've got the EVOC Tailgate Pad here. The XL, which is for full-size vehicles, comes in at $180 and has a width of 63.5 inches, which is quite long. EVOC does also have a medium large, which is more for mid-size vehicles. So your Rangers, Tacomas, that sort of thing. So the XL tailgate pad claims to hold 6 bikes using your standard Velcro hook and loop closure system. The outer shell is a tarpaulin that you'll find on most tailgate pads on the market. The interior of the pad is a kind of a rough polyester. It's not microfiber, unfortunately. EVOC does recommend wrapping your tailgate just so you prevent any sort of surface scratches or rubbing the clear coat off, unless you just don't care about your tailgate. We've got a thin EVA foam that kind of helps add protection to the down tube. We've got these foam pads, down tube separators, to help keep the bikes in place from moving side to side. Obviously, smaller frames, it might be a little bit more difficult. And then circling back down to securing the pad to the tailgate, we've got 3 hook and loop closure systems. And then we've got a little flip up flap. As you can see, it doesn't really work with a backup camera if it's mounted into your tailgate handle, but it also doesn't secure up top. It's more of just an access point.
Where's your camera?
Oh, you mean this thing that's like right down there?
And you can't, obviously, based on where that top is,
yeah,
you can't rock it down.
With the way it's mounted, like the straps have to be on this corner. It's already like pretty close.
Okay. So speaking of straps, let's talk about strapping bikes down.
So the straps that the pad comes with works fairly well with analog bikes, thinner down tubes, that sort of thing. We got about an 1/8 inch contact with our Kenevo SL. So eBike lights, the normal straps will kind of work. And then EVOC came out with I actually stole my idea. I mean, e-bike specific straps, which are a bit longer and will work with most e-bikes. I don't know if it worked with our Range. I think our Range had a bit too big of a down tube.
Yeah. Majority of e-bikes though, that thing will fit.
All the popular ones.
And we did experiment with these straps on other racks or other tailgate pads as well, correct?
Correct.
So if you already own a tailgate pad, this could be what you've been searching for if you're an e-biker.
Exactly.
Which is why you snoozed, you lose, bro.
I guess.
Shouldn't have come out with those sooner.
We should have. $20 though, gets you 2 of them.
Okay. And as far as the number of bikes we were able to fit, e-bike and non, we experimented.
We
didn't get 6.
I think we were able to jam 6.
Okay.
But
you're not driving.
We're not going to want to drive very far, very fast, or pretty much taking any corners. There will be a lot of bike-on-bike violence. 4 was a pretty solid number, just spacing them out evenly. I think if we were to run 6 analog bikes, we'd probably get there. But I mean, who wants to put 6 people in a truck? Really?
People's double bench seats, or if you're shuttling.
Yeah, I mean, shuttling, I guess, and probably don't care if bikes are moving, or there's gonna be gear separating the bikes too, so they won't move around as much, but you definitely won't be able to use the straps as much either at loading 6, just because they start stacking up higher and higher and higher.
Okay. Overall, compared to all the other pads, what are high points and low points?
Highs, I think the width is good.
Coverage as a whole is nice.
Yeah, it might be a little too long for some makes, but you can just fold or whatever. And I think a downside of the width is this, and the lack of a 4th strap. I think 4 for full sizes it has to be the number. There's 3, it just doesn't work unless you want this.
Yeah.
I think it's solid. Construction is top notch. I think the biggest low for me, which would prevent me from buying it, is the lack of a microfiber liner. Like, I still care about my tailgate pad or my tailgate, so scratches aren't for me, except you like to jack up the side of my bed with pedals.
So overall then, how does it stack up in the field? Who's it for? Final thoughts.
I mean, it's tailgate pad, it works. So I mean, it really just depends on if you want to spend $180 or $160, depending which size you want. It'll hold all the bikes, works for most everybody. I think it's definitely gonna rank better than the Fox. The Fox is a bare bones budget pad. But if there was pads that I'd choose before it, I'd still go Race Face as my top choice, and then between Yakima and Census.
Yeah.
I mean, it's still like middle of the pack.
Okay.
And then price reflects that too. Yeah. So we put, obviously this is on my 2500. We've tested it on Dustin's 2010 F250. And then we tried to put it on a brand new F150, but the pad itself was way too long. It's possible it might work on the new Dodge tailgates, probably 2500, but I think for a curved tailgate, you'll want to stick with a curve specific tailgate pad.
So overall, it sounds like this is a pretty capable, competent pad. Not one that we'd want to load up with 6 bikes for a long road trip. But if you're just trying to get 6 bikes in there and do some shuttle runs, it might work. I think 4 bikes, 5 maybe, depending on the type of bike. And if you're willing to pull pedals off, is pretty solid in there. The paint protection on the underside obviously is a little bit of a concern for some if you don't have a clear wrap or care about, nice paint. But beyond that, the bikes stay in place. The craftsmanship is good. A solid pad overall, but I think there's some we would choose before it, but definitely not the worst in the mix. All right, well, there it is, the EVOC Tailgate Pad. Make sure you guys stay tuned for a lot more Tailgate Pad Tuesday reviews coming out soon. Once again, we would like to thank competitivecyclist.com for offering a discount code to you guys, and be sure to subscribe and leave a comment because we're gonna be giving some of these tailgate pads away, and we wanna make sure you guys got a chance to win those. So stay tuned and we'll see you in the next video.